Hey, everybody. Welcome to another podcast of the Benefit Builders. We are your Benefit Builders. My name's Brian Glies, and I have with me
Matt Spate.
And on the screen, we have
Mark Blassie.
Fantastic. And guys, as Benefit Builders, we are here to help employers just like you get control over your employee benefits package by making it as efficient as possible. When you take a look at the podcasts that are available out there, you're going to see a lot of different topics, and we do a little bit of a dive on each one of those topics because instead of doing a 3-hour podcast, we want you just to be able to punch in, get the information you need, find the benefit of the Benefit Builders, and give us a call. As we go through this process, we use a tool called the Pillars of Excellence, and I'll put that up on the screen real quick for you. But what the Pillars is it keeps us on track. It allows us to stay focused and allows us to know what areas to talk to you about in order to get the best results. We talk a lot about group health insurance, but today our topics is ancillary benefits. They can also be called non-medical benefits. They are no less important to the policy or the way that we build the policy for you. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Mark, I'm going to kick it off to you first. Talk to us a little bit about ancillary products.
I agree, Brian. The way we describe this group of benefits has changed over time. Years ago, we did refer to it as non-medical. Today, ancillary. And when you just read the pure definition of the word ancillary, you see support of the primary. And I think the way you introduced it as supporting the core medical coverage is critical today as employers continue to fight in that competitive labor market. How do you attract and retain key employees? We believe one of your strategies should be to look at ancillary benefits. Most popular within the package, dental, vision, life insurance. Then as you extend that lineup, you'll come across disability. How do you protect income? You'll see other voluntary products, often referred to as AFLAC-like. Most popular three are critical illness, hospital indemnity, and accident. So our goal as benefit builders is to make sure there are no gaps in your program that could interfere with your way to stay competitive in today's labor environment. When you look, Brian, at the mid-year 2024 trends, what's going on in the marketplace, you'll see hot topics like paid leave, financial wellness, emotional salary, and that could be an entire podcast on its own, and personalized benefits. All four of those key factors can be addressed by some combination of these ancillary benefits.
No, right on. And ancillary benefits, a lot of times you will just see them bolted on to the main health insurance package that you have. We as benefit builders want to go a step further than that. So I'm going to give you a quick example. When I talk about dental insurance to your employees, I'll be lucky if they don't throw anything at me because a lot of times there is disruption in the networks. They have problems finding a doctor. If they do find a doctor, they have to travel X number of miles to get it. So what we have done is we have plans and products outside of your standard bolt-on. And what I have found, especially in rural communities, is I'll just throw a name out there, a company like Principal, where they treat in-network and out-of-network the same, so it doesn't really matter. That work-life balance, all right, where we want your employee to be able to use the benefits that you provide them in an easy function. And Matt, I want to turn it over to you real quick because you have an example about how beefing up ancillary benefits can help you, the business owner, in other aspects of your insurance.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. So the obvious reasons that you get these coverages is one, to help your employees, two, to retain your employees and keep them satisfied, and three, to bring in new employees when you offer stuff that maybe your competitors don't. Another side that typically employers don't think about is how work comp insurance relates to these types of coverages. And an example of that would be if you have an employee that has accident coverage, critical illness coverage, maybe not in this case, but accident coverage would be the main thing, maybe disability coverage, and they have an injury on the weekend, and they go get treated for that injury. They know if they have that accident coverage that they're going to get some benefit back from their policy. Or if it's a long-term thing where they're going to miss some work, they've got that short-term or long-term disability coverage. And what that can do is sometimes that can keep that employee from filing what could be considered a fraudulent work comp claim. We don't think that your employees would necessarily do that. We're not saying that your employees have or will do that. But our experience says a lot of work comp claims do happen on Mondays.
Ding, ding.
A lot of times it's they pulled their back cutting down tree limbs or pulling weeds or planting flowers, and they work in a manufacturer and they come in and they lift a box and they say they pulled their back.
Yeah, and I want to reiterate, we're not accusing your employees of doing anything erroneous or anything like that, but the real world plays a part in this, whether we like it or not. And that's one of the things that we do as your benefit builders, is we talk about the real world and kind of how we can utilize our knowledge, our platform of products, because I guarantee you, if your ancillary program, your dental and vision is just bolted on to your major medical, and it's the same company as your major medical, that your broker more than likely did not shop the excess markets for what was out there. And as benefit builders, that's what we're here to do, is to make sure that as an extension of your team, when you look at the pillars of excellence, the foundation of that is the concierge service. And really, the way we win our business and the way we stay successful is going above and beyond, drilling down, looking at all 4 of the pillars of excellence, making sure they're as efficient as possible. And ancillary products is one of those items that we want to talk about. And I'm going to get a little crazy for just a second, because ancillary products, and Mark, you might touch on this too, they've got pet coverage out there right now. And while that's something that I wouldn't buy, you may have employees that could benefit from that pet coverage. And there's just so much that we can look at. So sometimes we laugh about it, but other times there are accounts won because they have the breadth of products that are out there. Mark, do you have anything else that we should think of on ancillary benefits before we close this thing out?
Brian, I do have a couple other comments to make before we close. First one is to stay on the topic of personalized benefits that you were mentioning earlier. It goes beyond just dental and vision or these more common ancillary solutions to include ID theft, even looking at your paid time off benefit, legal assistance, financial wellness, student debt relief, and gym memberships. These are all aimed to help members personalize their benefit package. One way to determine what your offering should be is by conducting an employee survey. We talked about that in one of our episodes. So this would be a good thing to help inform, should we expand, should we contract, but all around work-life balance. That's another buzzword. The other point that we need to address is oftentimes these ancillary benefits are funded 100% by employees. We use the term voluntary to talk about 100% employee funded. Employers could help contribute to increase participation, to help risk mitigate those workers' comp claims that Matt talked about earlier. So work-life balance and a very cost-effective way to help your employees with their work-life balance of benefit selection.
Yeah, and if we take that to the next level, let's say you offer a gym membership to a local gym and you pay for that membership. However, you cooperate with that gym and ask them to send you a Excel spreadsheet or whatever of how many times an individual attends that gym, just so that you know that they're utilizing that particular benefit. think about weight loss and its impact on diabetes, on its impact on general health. Thinking outside of the box is where it goes, guys. And we have had success thinking outside of the box, and that's the key. So again, if your current broker is not doing that, it's one of the reasons to call the benefit brokers. Matt?
The one thing I was going to reiterate was a lot of you employers offer one or two of these non-medical benefits, and there's nothing wrong with picking and choosing which ones you want. As Mark stated, they can all be voluntary, or you can contribute some as the employer to assist in the premium. I'm recommending to Brian, we've talked about this, maybe doing a deeper dive into some of those supplemental type benefits. Mark mentioned AFLAC, the cancer plans, the accident plans, the critical illness plans, and possibly working on some other companies and bringing that into a later date. So just wanted to comment on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I don't want to do is I don't want to fill your employee benefits with a lot of fluff. I had one company that is allowing us to quote right now, and I mean the list of ancillary benefits that they had was this long. But when you look at the utilization report, nobody's using them. So they either don't know how to use them, it hasn't been communicated, because a lot of times AFLAC is the one that's known most. When I'm doing an open enrollment and there's another AFLAC person over here, that AFLAC person is sitting there with a list of claims form asking the employees, have you seen the doctor this year? Have you had any surgeries this year? And they're retroactively filling out claim forms just so the employee can get the benefit. So it's all about the communication and education, which is part of our pillars that we work on. So guys, thank you so much. If you like these podcasts or the content in these podcasts, please share them with individuals. We are not professional podcasters. We are professional insurance agents, and we appreciate the opportunity to serve you with a common sense approach on how to build out your benefits. So from the Benefit Builders, thank you for your time. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.